Nigeria is a newly emerging economy in West Africa, bordering Benin, Niger, Chad and Cameroon. It has a tropical climate, with the south of the country experiencing warm, wet conditions, but with the north facing desertification. In 2014, Nigeria was the 21st largest economy in the world and had overtaken South Africa to become the largest economy on the continent. By 2050, it is predicted that Nigeria will be in the top 20 global economies and the third most populous country, behind India and China. Nigeria has an advantageous geographical position as a hub of Western Africa, with major port cities like Lagos controlling large portions of transatlantic trade with the Americas and Europe. The country was a British colony until 1960, when it became independent. It remains part of the Commonwealth, and this means that Queen Elizabeth II is still a figurehead in the country. Nigeria is part of multiple international groups, including the United Nations and OPEC, a board which tries to stabilize oil prices. Christianity, Islam, and traditional African religions are all widely practiced in the country, and with relative political stability has come foreign direct investment. Nigeria's GDP is growing at an exceptionally high rate of 4 to 5% each year, and it now has the largest GDP in Africa. The nation's biggest exports are oil, cotton, millet, cocoa, rubber, and interestingly perhaps, movies. Nollywood is the second largest film industry in the world. Nigeria has a problem with what is known as informal economy. This is when sales of goods and services aren't officially recognised, for example, cash-in-hand jobs. This means that the government can't tax all the money in circulation. Now let's move on to oil. When oil was first discovered in the Niger Delta in the 1990s, Nigeria's economy changed from being almost entirely dependent on agricultural products like cocoa, timber, palm oil and cotton, to an oil-based economy. The nation now provides 2.7% of the world's oil. This has helped to develop a diverse range of financial services, telecommunications and media. In the last decade, there has been an increase in mechanisation, which means that agricultural work can be completed more efficiently, and less people are needed to work on the plantations and farms. As the government has become more stable, a manufacturing base has steadily built. Employment in industries such as motor manufacturing, cement and food has grown considerably in the past 10 years. A challenge for the growing industrial sector, however, is that there are often power shortages in Nigeria. The infrastructure needs to catch up with the manufacturing. This manufacturing accounts for approximately 10% of Nigeria's GDP and has stimulated economic development. Manufacturing means that less must be imported, and oil processing has created chemical byproducts such as soaps, detergents and plastics. Now I'll go over a breakdown of Nigeria's GDP. Oil accounts for roughly 98% of all Nigerian export earnings, which equates to about 14% of the GDP. Agriculture accounts for 40% of the GDP, with the service industry being second at 24%, and manufacturing at about 15%. This creates a balanced economy, which means that it's always relatively stable. The tertiary sector has seen large gains in the last decade in communications, retail and finance. These areas have attracted considerable foreign direct investment from China and the United States. An example of foreign direct investment is a Chinese railway construction company in 2014 who put in a new $12 billion train line along the Nigerian coastline. If you'd like to learn more about the actions of transnational corporations in Nigeria and revise the Shell Oil case study, I've linked my video on this in the description. If you have any questions or video requests, please comment them down below, and if you want to see more GCSE Geography based content, then please subscribe and turn notifications on. Thank you for watching.